This segment discusses the Advance Health Care Directive, where you can designate your chosen healthcare agents and optionally make statements regarding your healthcare wishes. It consists of 4 pages. Many tend to think about the Advance Directive in terms of irreversible comas and end-of-life measures. Yet its far more common and everyday value is clearing the way for your agents to be able to communicate with medical personnel and assist in your care. That's because we live in an era of strict privacy laws, and without proper written authorization, you risk denying even your closest loved ones the ability to help, or provide input, or receive any information in a medical situation or emergency. The Advance Directive gives you the power to overcome these barriers. For a deeper discussion of the issues, we encourage you to watch our video entitled, Why a Health Directive? Here we concentrate on how to complete the health directive. For married couples, each spouse completes a separate health directive. In truth, there is no end to how elaborate you can make an Advance Directive. But in our experience, the more involved you try to make a directive, the less likely it will get done, which means having no protection at all. That is why we have purposely chosen to include a directive that sticks to the basics and allows you to get something in place very quickly and easily. Keep in mind, you can always complete a more elaborate health directive at any time. If you choose to use our included directive, you begin with Part 1 on the top half of page 1, where you should, where indicated, fill in the name of your chosen primary agent. Our suggestion is to name the person who would most likely be at your side at the hospital or otherwise helping you with medical matters. Married couples usually name their spouse. Just below, you can name alternate agents. While it isn't required, we strongly suggest it for 2 reasons. 1, in case your primary agent isn't available, and 2, so that medical personnel are free to also communicate with them. Again, our suggestion is to name those who would most likely be at your side at the hospital or otherwise assisting you in medical matters. Next, on the bottom half of page 1, we strongly suggest signing under Part 2, which confirms that your agent's authority is to start now. Please note, in no way does this empower your agent to ever override you. Otherwise, if you do not sign Part 2, you will have to be fully incapacitated before your agents have any authority to help or communicate. The next section to complete is Part 3 on page 3. Here you should choose and sign only one of the 4 options on this page, which will apply only in the event you are incapacitated and unable to make a decision. Again, you should only choose and sign one of the options on this page. For most, it is a choice between Option A or Option B. If you sign Option A, you are essentially leaving all such decisions entirely up to the full discretion and judgment of your agent. If you sign Option B, which only applies if you are suffering from an irreversible terminal condition, you are simply asking to be kept comfortable, but otherwise refusing radical and potentially painful treatments that only serve to prolong dying and suffering. Many see signing this option as relieving their loved ones the burden of having to make this decision. Again, either A or B seems to be a good choice for most. About half choose Option A, and about half choose Option B. Very, very few seem to elect Option C because it essentially instructs for you to be kept alive at all costs, under all circumstances, regardless of the suffering or smallest chance of recovery. Likewise, few elect or are prepared for Option D, which means you are currently attaching detailed instructions regarding your care. If you are so inclined to do this, we suggest choosing one of the other options for now, so you can get something in place. You can always complete a more elaborate health directive later, but not having one at all arguably leaves you in the worst possible predicament. Once you are through Section 3, you should turn to page 4 where you should sign and date your directive where indicated. Then have it notarized as soon as possible, making sure the notary properly signs, stamps, and completes the notary area. For many reasons we believe notarizing is best, especially since many directives are improperly witnessed. If you have it witnessed, be sure to carefully follow the instructions for doing so.